Yes, big ups for tuning in. Wait there, my door's not quite closed. There we go. That's more like it. Yes, how are we doing? Big ups to Talseef in the chat. How you doing, man? I see that you've got your mocks tomorrow. Big day then. Math paper, science paper with physics and calculator paper as well. You know what? I'm gonna hot take here maybe. I prefer math tests with no calculator. I just find the math to be a bit easier, but maybe that's me. Big ups for you for tuning in there. I was complaining about two players being in the starting 11 yesterday, but they both ended up with an assist. Well, then we'll have a look at who those exact players are in a moment. Erling Haaland, 22 goals in just 12 games now. Wow. Yeah, he's on fire, isn't he? He's on absolute fire. So without further ado, Talseef, let's hop on over here. Let's have a look at this top performance, because I'll tell you what, lads, it really was top. From what I read, I thought this would be a very, very difficult game. I really thought it would be, and you know what? For someone that didn't watch the game because he couldn't, I'm gonna be straight up. We seemed like we were really on top. Did Villarreal get a lot of chances? Yeah. Okay. And did we get a lot of the ball like how Villarreal like it to be? Yeah. Okay. In those aspects, it kind of played their way a little bit. But we just seem to have been absolutely on top of it to a level. We were so good. Probably could have had more goals as well, which is the one thing I'm seeing. Despite comfortable 2-0 wins and whatnot, we always see the game saying we could have had more, which is a good thing. To a level, that's a good thing. To always be, I guess, critiquing yourself a little bit, always saying like we should have gotten more out of that, and yeah, we probably should have. But the big thing is 3 points away from home against a good team. Nicolas Pepe, oh my days, he kept missing a lot of chances. Yeah, you can see why it didn't quite work out at Arsenal a bit. It was a tough game for the whole of what are they called? I'm losing it. The whole of Villarreal yesterday. But yeah, we just seem to have been absolutely top. And we're going to have a look at the UCL fixtures now, because obviously games are underway. Liverpool, a lot of eyes on them, not just because it's a big game for them. Frankfurt, they're a good team. But, ultimately, they're 5 games without and 4 games without a win. 4 games without a point. This is the 11. No Salah in this one. It'll be interesting. But nonetheless, gone a bit too far, I think. No, we ain't gone far enough. This is what we've got so far. Early goal for Bayern Munich here. Bayern Munich, man, they just need to not stop scoring. Is it Harry Kane? Nope, it's Lennart Carl. I've never heard of him. It might be an academy graduate. Nonetheless, though, let's flick back over to here. Liverpool score prediction for the Frankfurt game. I'm gonna say 1-1. I'd love to see Liverpool lose, but I think I know I should think they will. But I was much like this with us last season, and we kept losing. So, I'm thinking my fingers are crossed a bit. Donnarumma though in goal again, just seems to have a good game. 2 saves. Since this guy's come into our sticks, I think he's had. I'm just trying to think. I think it's 9 games unbeaten. They said 8 down there, but I could have sworn it's 9. We can have a quick look at Man City. In our last 5 games, we've conceded 3 goals. Donnarumma's just been on fire. We've been absolutely top of our game as of late. And Donnarumma, man, he's a huge part of that. He's been so good. People doubted him coming in. We've lost 0 game with Donnarumma ever since deadline day. Again, that's just the goalie he is. He's such a top keeper. He really, really is. This is why I don't get why people were so worried, man. Like, last season, this guy was seen as the best goalkeeper in the world. Anyone would have taken Donnarumma. Okay, 95% of clubs in the world would have taken Donnarumma for 26 million. You'd be silly not to, in my head. You would be silly. It's such an upgrade in Edison, no offense to him, but it is. It's such an upgrade. The levels are just insane. And, he's doing so well for us, man. And this guy's only 26, too. We've got this guy for so long, potentially. He's so experienced already. Big games aren't going to phase him. There's no doubt about it. How many wins would we have without Donnarumma? I suspect we still have a similar amount-ish, but it's a good question because let's just have a look at some of the games we've played. Yeah? Let's have a look. So, where'd Donnarumma come in? Came in here. So, I think United are pretty bad one way or another. I think we win this, but I don't think we get a clean sheet. I think we probably win this like 2-1. To be fair to Napoli, they did naffle, so I think we still win those first two. Oh, that centre's quite far back. Arsenal, I think we lose to. I know Donnarumma did concede, but I just don't think we win. I think Arsenal are more likely to try and get shots off and whatnot. Huddersfield, we didn't have them there anyway. Burnley, I think we beat one way or another. Monaco. Hey, look, to be fair, Monaco got 2 goals with him in. So, solid chance that we don't even win there. Brentford, he made some big saves here, Donnarumma. So, I think at least a draw/loss. That 1-on-1 shot I won't forget. Everton, they made big opportunities too, but they missed/didn't score. And the same goes for Villarreal to some level. So, I think we maybe win 4 games. Maybe draw a couple of times here and there, and a loss here or there. So it really does just go to show the caliber of keeper we have with Donnarumma. Not to rant on about him, but he's so good. I'm so happy we made this signing. Back 4 seems like we all had a very sturdy game. Nunes as well, the most accurate passes during the match from 98%. Only misplaced 2. Defensively, 1 tackle, 1 interception, 3 recoveries. Yeah, he's doing better though recently, Nunes. I'll tell you what, he really is. John Stones back in the team. 90 minutes played, no injury for him. Let's go. Every day without that is a brilliant day. 89 touches, 7 passes into the final third, 5 accurate long balls. 2 tackles, 1 block, 5 clearances. That's big. 4 headed clearances. Again, just doing his defensive duties. Again, when John Stones is on it, he is on it, guys. He's such a top baller. And I genuinely think, had this guy not gotten the injuries he has, the world sees him as such a higher centre-back. I think there'd be no doubt about his future at the club at the end of this season. That's how good he is. That's how good he is. And I think if he hadn't picked up his injuries and whatnot, he'd probably be more eligible to get a statue as well. Because this is his 10th year. Bear in mind. Nico Gonzalez, 57 minutes played. Got a knock at some point, so we'll read up on that in a minute. But again, doesn't seem like he had a bad game up to this point, though. It was 6.7. The lowest rated score on the City 11, to be fair. Now then, on to the man of the match, Savinho, with an 8.5, completed 5 dribbles during the game, 1 assist, 4 chances created, big stuff. 1 big chance missed, no surprise, sadly, with Savinho. 9 touches in the opposition box, 100% dribbles completed, 1 accurate long ball, 6 out of 8 ground duels won. It just seems like he absolutely tore them apart here, and this was a good team he tore apart too. Villarreal are not a bad side. They're a very, very good team. Again, 3rd in the Liga. You don't get that for being a pushover. They're above Atletico Madrid. And now the man that was playing next to him, Rico Lewis, also with an assist. Again, just solid. It seems from Rico. 80% passing accuracy. Only actually attempted 20 passes during the game, which kind of a surprise considering, 43 from Savinho. I know Bernardo's a bit more of a linker of play. and so it makes sense why he had a lot more. Doku, I'm not too surprised with Doku, to be fair. He's someone that is very much getting down the pitch, doing whatnot. Most fouled player though, big ups. 2 shots on target, both saved, 1 big chance missed. Again, another player that probably could have gone more. And the man that just does not seem to stop. He just does not seem to stop. Does he? He's such a good footballer. And again, this is a man that probably should have had more goals. He probably should have. With 3 shots and 4 on target, you'd probably think he at least gets a brace. But nah, not today. I just want to say as well, Haaland's picked up all these numbers, and at least for club, he has not scored a single penalty. I don't think City have been awarded a penalty this season, which is crazy considering we're in October now, halfway through October. It is kind of nuts in my mind. Harry Kane 2-0. We'll have a quick look at the rest of the fixtures. Still 0-0 between Liverpool and Frankfurt. Of course, all eyes are there. But that concludes the starting 11s, like player ratings and whatnot. The bench seems to have just done on and did their job, really. Nothing really special. Omar Marmoush and Shaki getting minutes at the end, which is good. Savinho with the highest rating. Bernardo, very good game for him as well, according to this. Of course, that goal does help him out a bit. Oh. Yeah, so big ups there. And in terms of our overall stats, just solid, really. Pretty bog standard, I'd say. Now then, we will go to Twitter and check our City Extra. Here we go. Pep now has 100 games as a Champions League coach. 100 games as Champions League head coach for Man City. Man City specifically. UEFA Champions League winner once, a runner-up medal, and a Coach of the Year. Big ups to him, man. Absolutely deserves it. Probably deserves more, but I won't pry. Bayern Munich were apparently concerned about the future of Kompany coming back to the Etihad, but that's why they made it priority to get that contract signed, because of Pep's future seemingly ending in 2027. Savinho on his recovery from injury. I was out for a month. I was quite upset at the beginning. I was coming from a good Club World Cup and wanted to start the season. I was treated twice a day at the club and at home. I managed to come back well physically. Now I'm feeling quite light already. Good. It's good that he's feeling good. I want this guy back at his best, or back at his best, so that he can continue to elevate that level. And to be fair, an assist, it's always going to help him. Got the man of the match too. If I'm doing well here at Man City, I'm playing really well, I think there's a great chance I'll be at the 26 the 26 World Cup. I can't wait for the World Cup, lads. I think the World Cup's going to be brilliant. Savinho, it's always important to score goals, especially in a Man City shirt. I just come back from injury versus Huddersfield. I had a difficult period, out for a month, but I'm very happy with the return. Helped the team scoring goals. 1 goal, 1 assist for him since that return, to be fair. Didn't feel that comfortable versus Villarreal. So tired after 10 minutes left in the game. Don't know if I'm going to make it to half time, but the basics are always good to be there. Can't play 5 games in a row, but the team is so good, you fit in. We do so much in training the spaces. You can be playing good or not. Everyone knows where everyone's going to be. It's a good sign early on, and that we have that kind of structure already, and we'll only progress on it. I knew I needed to prove a point for Villerael. I needed to prove myself because I've always wanted to play midfield and talk about it all the time. When I get the opportunity, I take it. I want to take it. The performance with a result like that helps more than you think. You can win 1-0 and it'd be a bit scrappy. You can be happy whilst knowing the performance wasn't that good. City Blues are back in Manchester now, ahead of the Villa game, by the way. Away from home, it's going to be a difficult one. Big interview from Scott Carson. Big ups to him. Rest in peace there to Guy Bradshaw. Some pictures of the game. Oh man, I ain't a fan of the kit. If you are a fan of the kit, be ready to say goodbye, because you ain't seen that more than 5 times this season. I can assure you. Yeah, Bernardo with his header. Does score a good couple of headers, to be fair to him. Because injury, it's a knock, and yeah, hopefully he'll be fine. Hopefully he's okay, because we do need him. He's a solid player. Not just Haaland that scored, and that's nice. Yeah, big. It was good that Bernardo scored, by the way. I was really happy to see that he did, because, again, I'm someone, much like Pep, I guess, that doesn't just want to see the same guy scoring the goals, you know? I want to see it not necessarily spread out across my whole team. You know, Haaland can still score 30 to 40 to 50, you know? Score at however many you like. But I can't be having our second top goal scorer be someone on 2 goals, you know? And that is the reality right now. We can't be having that as a club. We have to be better, okay? Even if that means it Phil's on 10 goals or someone else's. Like, I ain't even necessarily asking for Phil. I want someone else up there, not necessarily even challenging Haaland. That's asking too much. But up there, just like keeping the numbers up, okay? Making sure that if Erling got injured, we could still look behind and be like, we still got quality to get goals, okay? Because, like, remember, we had a team back a while ago with Haaland in it, who scored 52 goals, Mahrez, who guaranteed you 20 goals a season, Kevin De Bruyne, who would get you goals, okay, and was ultimately your main outlet. You know, those were just off the top of my head. Phil Foden, who chip in as well. And don't get me wrong, I think Phil Foden is still going to chip in this season, the goals. And anyone else then could get the couple goals here and there. Do apologise, just a small flight there. I'm not actually sure if I got him. I hope I did. But, you know, distributing the goals around the team is so important for me. You know, it's a big part of football because, you know, you need a backup plan. Okay, if Erling Haaland gets injured, God forbid, we are in serious trouble. We really are. So rest him where we can and hope for the best, isn't it? But look, on this, I don't really have too much more to say. I've looked through bulk of the quotes. Rico talking about Haaland there. His Savino was man of the match trophy. Big ups to him. He seemed like he deserved it. Yeah, I really hope it ends up being the right decision to keep that guy, man. I really do. You know, I was calling out for Rodrigo, but I'm not gonna like boo Savino every good game or even every game he starts. You know, I really hope he does well, becomes a Man City legend. Quick look at the goals here. It's a good header. It's a very good header from Bernardo. Don't know if we'll see the next one. We will. Quick look. Kind of similar, just with his feet this time. Yeah, Villarreal paid a bit of tribute to Rodri. Because if you don't know, Rodri was an academy graduate from Villarreal before joining Atletico Madrid and before joining us. So big ups to them for giving him his flowers. And then here are the players rocking up to the game. Here we are. Alright, we're all caught up then. But look, guys, big ups to everyone who tuned in. I do appreciate the support as per usual. Watch along on the weekend. We should definitely be able to do it as long as it's an actual watchable game, which it is. Sunday, the 26th of October. We will be there, Blues. We will absolutely be there. Big ups to everyone who tuned in. I appreciate the support as per usual. And I will be back tomorrow on the Blue Thursday show, I think it's called now. Big ups to you all, Blues. I'm 100% there, and I hope to see you guys there too. See ya.